good afternoon, good evening, good morning, or good night. This your girl Chick, aka Gypsy's daughter, aka the beautiful underdog. You are now tapped in with the Dean again. And for those of you who can see me on my YouTube family, my Instagram family, or my Facebook family, what's good, cousin? We on here with no filter. We are on most platforms. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and now we're on Spotify for those of you who are working with time constraints. That's most of us. And those of you who don't have the time to view a visual but can listen in. The link will be in my bio on Instagram, and I'm always posting my links on Facebook. TikTok will always redirect you to a longer form of content, and YouTube is also a space where you can see a description of all of my platforms there. Hello, cousin. We're on here with no filter. What is we talking about today? What is we doing? We're taking a deep dive into confidence, y'all. I'm trying a different form of recording as well. So y'all gotta bear with me with the hopefully I'll edit a lot of extra word whiskers out, but y'all know how, if you know me personally, then you know I talk just high. This is the open conversation. This is also a personal project for me. So this is not getting sent to any professionals that I know. If you want to share it with a professional that you feel can use the message, go ahead by all means. I like to keep it real, so we kind of keep it cute. But real over anything. Real over anything over here, okay? And that's a part of what the topic is for today. Today's topic is how after a glow up, immediately after a glow up, there's this sense of confidence, a newfound sense of confidence. Now, imagine you already being a confident person. Me, myself, I like to think that I was already pretty confident before I start actively, intentionally setting intentions to better myself. Like, I want to do better with this. Me right now, one of my focuses, I'm entering year 2 on a wellness journey. And when I say wellness, I'm not talking about weight. I'm already a big boned broad naturally. I'm already a fluffy character naturally. Let me just say, starting off with that, every class has a different level of understanding. And I totally understand if anything that I say here, or for those of you who can see me, anything that you see here is not aligned with you. But I want you to understand also, when you watch my content, when you listen into my content, understand that I am a fluffy character, and I grew up down south. All of my early learning development years, I grew up in the South. I was born up north, and I gotta say, with some grittiness to me and a little Southern slang in me, I gotta say, it's niggas that love this pressure. Okay, so I have always been confident. That has never steered me off of being away from loving me. But when you grow, the more you know, and the more you evaluate ourselves, the more introspection and reflection, they go together real bad. I told y'all that last week. Introspection and reflection go together real bad. So when we really actually evaluate ourselves as we grow and as we learn more, our taste is different. Our the things that we desire grows. So I never wanted to be out of reach from myself, my highest self at that. So I went on a wellness journey. I said, listen, I want my heart to keep pumping because I love sweets, honey. Everybody know me. I love me some sugar, honey. I love me some sugar, okay? And I love to eat, and I can cook and things like that. So those type of things played a part in me saying, oh, and my body is changing. I'm getting my grown woman body on, So I'm only a few hours into 29, and I just see these things, and I see women that are in their 50s, and they look damn good. That's motivation. That's motivation. So self-reflection, introspection, evaluations with self-love, self-perseverance, or are you vain? Are you being vain? Were you vain from the start? Is this triggering some vanity? So we're going to look up the difference. I want to look up the difference. You already know how I am. So let's do that right now. First, let's look up to be vain. By Google Dictionary, it means having or showing an excessively high opinion of one's appearance, abilities, or worth. The second definition to be vain, vanity, I want to say vanity, is producing no results. Useless. Okay. The next one is confident. I want to just let you think about the difference and how they sound really the same to me. Last week or a couple weeks ago, we talked about stagnancy versus stability. And I love picking words and I love picking topics that seem the same so we don't get confused. I'll always read the definition so we can differentiate. Confident is feeling or showing confidence in oneself, being self-assured. Okay. And the last one, I really don't like this word, y'all. I don't like this word. I know a couple girls way back. Shout out to my cousin. Some people like this word. Some people don't mind being called vain. Some people don't mind being called or considered conceited. But I think conceited is to tell somebody they're conceited just because they love themselves or because they're self-assured. To me, that's kind of mean. That's kind of spicy. But conceited is excessively proud of oneself, also considered to be vain. So I'll always reference these throughout the video, but I just wanted to give y'all the difference, okay? I feel like good health, it does the same thing. It has the same chemical triggers that comes along after you see those big girls that's built like a bag of sugar. See, one thing I will say is I'm a fluffy, big-boned broad naturally. I have a lot of muscle mass. And like I said, with the investment in myself, I had to go learn that though. So I used to be like, oh, this number on the scale is not changing. And I'm just using this as an example, but we can always use, it's plenty of examples that you can use to compare confidence versus vanity. But I'm gonna just use my own personal wellness journey and how it has, I feel like I have gone through a level up of sorts. My confidence has grown for self because I invest in myself. And that's what the whole topic is today. I will say when girls go get a BBL and now they skinny and now they fit and now they health conscious, all of a sudden that one body attribute is what changed everything. You took the fat out your stomach and put it in your booty and now you're confident. Damn. That's what's up. No, you're right. Like, for real. Like, that's what's up. Like, and guess what? There is no judgment. I personally will take a more holistic route, and I'm actually actively learning the difference between commercial health and holistic health. So another thing that kind of triggers my confidence, because I've been a healthcare girly, a direct care provider, someone who is very passionate about health for the last 10 years. And when I say the last 10 years, I just turned 29 in February. So it just goes to show, like, this was one of my first jump off the porch and this is your career. Straight up, straight out of school. So yeah, like, it creates a chemical that's like, I'm learning not only am I growing and evolving with time, and I'm shifting as time changes, because if you haven't been able to pay attention to the things around you, and everybody's surroundings may look different, but a lot of people are jumping on the wellness club scene. That makes me feel confident to know that I'm not the only person that's thinking about these type of changes. And I'm not the only person that is investing in myself for myself. You know, I'm not the only one taking this walk, is what I guess I'm trying to say. To be vain, though, I've had people tell me that I'm vain. Oh, you're conceited. You're so self-absorbed. No, I love me and I'm cheering me on. And sometimes, like I said, everybody's surroundings may look different, but when you are your biggest cheerleader, listen, shout out to my mama, because she'll swear up and down I'm saying things that she say. Shout out to my mama. But when you are your biggest cheerleader, you will always seem vain. You will always seem self-absorbed. Self-love can sometimes come off as conceited. But I guess that's where it goes back down to the second definition. To be vain is also to be useless. To be self-assured, feeling as if your looks are what got you in the room. And maybe they did. In this generation that we live in, maybe your looks did get you in the room. But do you have the confidence to hold your position in the room? We don't have to talk about just wellness. It's plenty of things that I could talk about that can consider you vain or confident. But it's something about moving your body and or investing in yourself, whether that be a new skill, something new, a new hobby that you picked up that you could profit from. Because that's another thing that I'm taking into consideration. Like, wow, we're getting older now. What do we do? Because I have been doing the same thing for the last 10 years. And I do want to evolve with time. There's nothing wrong with doing the same thing, because consistency, stability versus stagnancy, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to know that you can say that you know something. 10 years is a master's degree in somebody's book. I tell people that all the time. You don't have to go to school to be a master at a skill or a trade or a level of understanding, a body of knowledge. You don't have to go to school to obtain a body of knowledge and be a master at that. You don't have to. But when it comes to like being confident in what you're pursuing, I feel like my wellness journey has opened the door of a whole new level of confidence for me. And I almost had to check myself. Like, hold on, wait a minute. We not, because hold on, baby, because we still got work to do. And that's what I want to talk about. So let's be for real. A lot of us, you already know I'm going to start with mindset, because I literally have this saying, forever coachable. That was my first saying. Each year, each chapter that I'm not going to say each year, each time I end a cycle for myself, I come up with a new saying for myself. It's like a slogan. It's like a kind of like an affirmation. But if I'm building a personal brand for self, ain't nobody looking for me. Maybe they is. They always say what you looking for is looking for you too. But maybe they are. Maybe they looking for something just like me. But when I'm thinking about I'm my own personal board member. I'm my own personal manager, executive. I'm the executive, and I'm the executive assistant, and I'm the receptionist, and I'm communication board. I'm all of it. So when I think about mindset first, already, I have this saying. It says there's power and towards making the decisions to be the change that we so desperately desire to be. Listen, I wrote it down, so it probably sounds better when I write it. But it's basically saying, I know exactly what it means when I wrote it, and I have it at the end of every one of my posts. A lot of my posts that I share on Instagram, Facebook, they're more like kind of bloggy, kind of like more so like this is me writing. And I could use some work. Honestly, I took a research writing class and I felt like I was teaching my teacher, so I dropped out. Period. Answer. There it is, right there. Mindset, though. Going back to mindset. When it comes to making the decision, that's making the decision for whatever. If the decision is to go back to school, if the decision is to say, I'm done with school, I need to find a way to get this money by tomorrow. If the decision is, I wanna open my social life. Like, I've been focused on school, I've been focused on work. Now it's time for me to be social before we die and never had no friends. Like things like that. It depends on how your mind works, but I'm just giving you an example. And all of these things have come across my mind, so I'm sharing them with you. I made the decision to say, if I want to be a baddie for real, because I am already confident, and I know that somewhere on the planet, niggas love this pressure. If I already know that, why not be the best that I could be? So if I'm a fluffy character and I'm pretty and I got at least 10 years of knowledge in one thing or another, I like to think that I'm a decent mom for my level of understanding. Like these things, all of these characteristic traits, after evaluating my mindset today, and evaluating my mindset over time, the growth and change over time, if I'm doing that, I might as well be the best, at least for me, And I think that the decision, to me, it gets me hype already. The decision itself already got me hype because we already agreed that I'm big sexy. Like, duh. Let me tell y'all, I have a friend, a male friend. I have a male friend who, shout out to give people shout outs. I don't like the name drop though, but shout out to Mr. 216, Big Sexy. Now, my mama was saying Big Sexy before I met him, but then he considered himself Big Sexy. Then I had another friend, I can't even name him. Boy, I can't even give you the nicknames, but I had another friend, he was older than me, a little more seasoned. And I called him Big Sexy because he was sexy as shit, honey. Damn, that man was fine. He was fine as hell, but he was older than me. And so I call him Big Sexy. I like nicknames. You know, I'm that type of girl. And then I realized, like, girl, I'm Big Sexy. I'm Big Sexy, like, period. And Big Sexy is spelled B-I-G 6, the number 6, C-Y. So I'm Big Sexy. Like, you know, with the Southern slang that I mentioned earlier. So I sat alone to invest in Big Sexy. My inner Big Sexy, that made me crunk already. That turned me up already. Cause like, it's an investment in myself. And when you're doing it for yourself, you can't lose. So that creates confidence. But I feel like when people, going back to the vain part, and I have to keep rocking back and forth. So follow me, right? Back to the vain part, back to the being conceited or overly self-assured, excessively having some type of admiration in yourself, self-love, really. Excessive self-love is considered vain, people. There it is. I have to say it's going to always look like that to people who aren't as confident. And that's the hard truth. It's just like when a person tells you be humble. You to only tell certain people to be humble. And I just gotta, only in a certain, I'm gonna explain what I mean when I say that. And I don't want to get off topic, but I want you to be able to correlate the two, okay? When I say be humble, you gotta be humble. You better be more humble. You better learn to be humble. When you tell your achievements and accomplishments, even the fact of saying, hey, I'm making a decision. I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to stop using the white sugar. Yeah. I'm going to stop using the white sugar and I'm going to start using honey in my tea. I'm going to go on a detox for 90 days. And somebody tell you be humble. When you tell when you tell those aspirations, those accomplishments, those goals in a room full of people that's doing it, they ain't telling you to be humble. They would never. And I just want to say that with being confident. Confident people who are also self-assured, they gonna clap for you and they gonna clap for you while they looking in the mirror. Like, look. That's what's up. I'm so happy for you. Get it, girl. And hyping you up while they still loving on themselves. They still have the capacity to congratulate you, celebrate in your celebratory energy, you know, share that celebratory energy with you, and still love on themselves. Those type of people are not telling you, oh, you vain? Oh, you real confident? Even if you see your flaws. If you see your flaws and you still hyping up your flaws, I'm going to hype you up too. And I have to say this. I have this happen with family. And I had a situation where I told my mom, I said, girl, when you come over my house, you don't have to worry about being humble or being less. I know you confident. You know what I'm saying? And I think you the shit too. If you think you the shit, I think you the shit too. Would they be saying, if you like it, I love it? I want to go back to, for my own personal experience, I've seen that in the beginning, I was less confident when it comes to certain things. So yeah, you can ask me anything about the human body and I can run it down to you because I'm confident. I spent 10 years on that. I know how to take care when it comes to direct care, and I want to be specific because you know the girls will eat you up because the hate is sometimes the hate is just in the air, honey. Sometimes it's people that you think that should be confident because they may have more and they really not. It's something deeper on the inside. That's what we're gonna get to. But I'm gonna just say, the girlies in the back, they'll swear up and down like, you're not a doctor, you're not a nurse. No, I'm not a doctor. And I'm not a professional nurse yet. I don't have those alphabet soups behind my name. But I will tell you this. I started in home care, which is I think they need to raise the price on anybody that's working in the home with direct care. I went into long-term care facilities. I worked with developmental disabilities. I worked in every clinic in Cleveland except for Metro Health. That's every hospital in Cleveland except for Metro Health, which is the hospital that I was born at. Can you believe that? Time. I'm telling you, I spent 10 years as a nurse assistant. It has made me, even when I crossed over into education, even when I crossed over into community outreach, being a nurse assistant as the start has made me the best assistant that I could ever be. Because ain't nobody working as hard as the nurse assistant in the hospital, outside of the doctors and the nurses. Not the doctors and anybody above them, they doing it. But I'm just letting you know, we see a lot of different things. And I've been doing that shit for 10 years. So confidence in that era is I don't need to say anything. I don't even have to talk about it. I don't talk about that. But when I made the decision to invest in myself, because my body is changing, my appearance is changing, the things that I love about myself, they're still big sexy, but big sexy is changing. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, if I'm being all the way transparent, I told y'all, we pro real. We keep it kinda cute. I'm gonna let you know, if I'm being all the way real, I don't want big sexy to get no bigger than this. I'm not interested. I'm sorry. I mean, you know, like I said, niggas love this pressure. But, and it's not just about that. Like, it's not just about that. I know women that be like, ooh, girl, you got something in the front and the back, the rack in the front and the back. Like, what they say, they call the booty the top shelf or a dumpy. But then they call the top, you know, the bosoms, they call that like a rack. Like, you got a rack. Yeah, I got a rack in the front and the back. And I'm trying to get rid of these auntie arms, baby. We ain't trying to get no bigger than this. But when I made the decision to invest in myself, it's something about that created a new confidence. The decision alone. I know it's going to take time. And yes, some days I see results and some days I don't. But the confidence is what is making me say, I got to get in there. I got to go in there. I got to show up anyway. Even though it's going to take some time for me to see the results that I'm looking for. I told my trainer the first time I met her, literally the first week, I told her, I said, girl, I want a six-pack. Period. I like a six-pack. I want my curves, though. You see what I'm saying? I don't want no flat-ass booty. I ain't never had that. That's one thing I ain't never had. See, I'm new to being, that's another thing. I want to talk about that, too, real quick. I didn't grow up fat. I didn't grow up as big sexy. I actually remember being nothing but a pretty face out here. I don't want to go back to that either. I ain't going back nowhere, baby. We either improving, going up, we moving forward, or that's the only option. So, but yeah, I told she laughed and she said, let's work on getting healthy first. So a lot of the conditioning played a part too. I had somebody have my back, and that was confidence too. I paid, I invested, but I feel like you was gonna run through that money at a buffet here and there. I'm like a spicy garlic oil crunchy flats. Like, that's my, you know, yeah. When I was down south, I like barbecue pig feet. Yeah, they don't know nothing about this. But guess what? I know how to make that in my kitchen. I don't trust. I can't, in the beginning, I couldn't trust me like that. You know what I mean? So I had somebody, even that, having somebody have my back and being confident, being all in. And I remember one time I was in a session with her and she was like, Don't play yourself. She had a specialty in dietics. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But her main focus was like the diet along with the physical part. You know what I mean? And I'm not getting off topic. I'm making a point. All of these little tools, baby steps, little steps, things that, like I said, when I first got in there, baby, we wasn't seeing nothing. I was sweating a whole lot of my negativity was being purged. That's what I can say. I got rid of a lot of self-limiting beliefs. Like, people kept asking me, how much do that cost? How much do it cost to have a personal trainer? The same amount of money, a membership is the same amount of money that you pay on that phone. But your phone been dry for 6 months. That nigga ain't calling you back. Go ahead, go to the gym, sis. I don't want to say that because that might not be your situation, but that was my situation. And I'm here to tell you that in my space. Them niggas ain't talking about nothing. Let's get in the gym. Let's get in there. Ain't nobody talking about nothing that you know what I'm saying? You talking about you want something new. The only thing I could think of was me, like to change me as a whole. It's the confidence that it creates, the investment. Let's just say it's a new hobby. I took a new hobby and that turned my new hobby, going to the gym, my new hobby, being more conscious in the wellness. Because guess what? I start, not only was I going to the gym, but I started learning more about my adult body. Going to the gym and investing in myself, that became a hobby, that became a habit. Now it's a lifestyle. Boom. Now I'm ready for the next thing. And when I say the next thing, we still working on wellness as a whole, but now I'm learning a holistic approach to healthcare. I'm a certificate queen. People would love to tell you about how, she's just certified. She's not licensed. Well, shit, the body of knowledge is what they can't take. And that's the investment. That's where the confidence is turned on and turned up. You see what I'm saying? So when it came to like weight training and lifting and stuff, I kept saying, girl, I ain't about to wait, little girl, lifting some weights, girl. And I had nails. I had my nails done, girl. I was showing up to the gym, to the wellness club with nails, real long nails. You know, you're not lifting any weights with them, honey. You need sport length because you are actually now training like an athlete. So, honey, get with the program. Get with the program. All of the wellness girlies. I'm not saying all of them, but the ones that know what they're doing, most of them have like short nails and they can do this. You know what I mean? This is not a game to them. This is like their lifestyle. So I wasn't as confident coming in because I was like, oh, baby, I'm new to this. Baby, I'm new to this. Baby, you can't show up with no wig on. You might as well get your hair a little wrapped up. If you got long hair, wrap your hair up, throw on a ball cap, throw on a baseball cap. Honey, people literally, I had a guy, you be down there at Browns Fit? I'll be like, yeah. He said, yeah, you the girl that always be having the hat on. Yeah, honey. Because you ain't about to, wait. What you want to do? Yeah. So he was shocked to see me outside of that type of attire. But I knew that I have to invest in this now. Because this is going to be my lifestyle. This is my lifestyle now. So now when you see me in the gym, I got my hair covered. I keep my crown covered anyway. You know, queen shit. We keep our crowns covered with the population of the people anyway. But I felt more confident knowing, like, I ain't throwing on a wig today. It's the gym, especially in the morning time. I get my gym session out in the morning, wrap my hair up, I wake up as is, honey. As long as everything right and righty and tighty and clean, that's it. We going to sweat it out. Ain't no sense in trying to get cute. This ain't cute. This is work. That's why they call it working out. The last part I want to just touch on, because I wanted to keep it kind of quick and simple, the message itself. And just going back to the disclaimer, anything I say, it's okay if it does not resonate with you. Every class has a different level of understanding. So I totally understand if anything I say or any content that I put out is not for you. But after mindset, after making the decision, I just want to touch on the fact that You already turned up about the decision. Now take action. And I want to tell you how I took action. When I took action, this is one thing, and it's crazy. I wish I could do this more often. Honestly, I wish I was doing this more often, like with every other thing in my life. But I kept it to myself until I felt a flow, until I caught my rhythm. Then when I caught my rhythm, I started telling everybody, like, hey, I'm in the gym, bitch. And not bitch in a hateful way, but bitch like that. You know what I mean? So again, you know, the level of understanding is different for everybody. I felt real turned up, like, yeah. And then also when I took action with like-minded individuals. So everywhere I turned, people were looking at their arms and their strength, like shit, like looking in the mirror and looking at their bodies. People are looking at themselves first of all, there's a mirror everywhere in the gym. Everywhere you turn, there's a mirror. Or some type of something where if there isn't a mirror, there's a scale. So you're keeping tabs on you. In a yoga class, a group yoga class that I took at a wellness club, they said, don't worry about the motions. This is a beginner's class. Just focus on you. That's exactly what the instructor told me. Do you hear me? Are you getting the message? When they say self-assured, when they say excessively self-assured, the journey I'm on is all about me. And I'm taking action, and I will prefer to be around people who are like-minded. And I'm not saying like-minded as in everybody look at me, but it is okay in a room full of people that I only focus on me. It's okay to be confident and take up space if you need to. If you feel like you need more space when you walk in the building, go ahead, because everybody else is doing it. And I'm not saying that it's gonna look the same for everybody, because I see some baddies in there and I be like, girl, how did you get that? But that's chapter 10 over there for somebody, and you're chapter 2. We are entering our second year. And if you want to follow my wellness journey, you can go on Instagram at God Body Fit. God Body Fit is spelled G, the number O, D, BAWDYFIT. That's God Body Fit on Instagram if you want to follow the journey. And you'll see that I started posting before 2024. But this 2024, April of 2024 was my beginning. And that was my beginning of, this is it. I got to make this shake. And it just has stuck with me ever since. It's something that I like to do. It's very therapeutic. Like I said, the mindset is first. Making the decision, learning what it is to know about the body. Why is the scale not changing? And then I learned muscle mass versus this is fat all around your muscle. Like, like things like that. And I'm still not a professional, and I'm still very new. So I have room to make errors like that as far as regarding terminology. But I will say, wow, the experience is cool. Like, it's pretty dope learning all these new things. And like I said, a more holistic approach to health overall. Because a lot of the trainers, they don't use, it's a lot of trainers that you see on TV, on social media, and they showing you what supplements to use. But my personal trainer, it's almost like we were guided to each other, honey. Because not only when we met each other, she opened her arms to me, but it was more so of a thing of like, she wanted to show me, like, you don't need a pre-workout. You don't need a supplement. You don't. If you eat like this, calorie deficit. If you move like this, at least 3 miles a day. 3 miles a day turned into 10 miles very fast. And it was like, what? Me? Walking 3 miles? If you would have asked me that anytime before that, I probably would have been like, I don't feel like it. But I'm going to go get them garlic parmesan crunchy flats. And I like a big bottle of red wine. Just sweet red, too. Anything with sweet. Anything floral. That's my type. So, it be things like that that has changed just fast. And now I'm confident to the point where I had a male friend tell me, what you doing? What you getting into today? I said, I'm going to the gym. I got a group workout class today. Yeah, some of that. So them type of things are what creates confidence as well. Just knowing that I have somewhere to be at a certain time and it's working on me. And now this habit has become a part of my everyday. This habit is embedded. Now, they always tell you, once you know better, you know, if you knew better, you do better. Now you can't unknow this. Now you can't unknow it. So now if you need energy, you got to give energy and things like that. So those type of things. When I say take action, I'm taking action with like-minded people. When I say that, I'm saying where I'm going every day, that is now a lifestyle. Where I'm headed, people are not telling me to be humble. Okay, you got a slimmer waistline than your hip ratio. Now I look like you got a BBL. Now you have BBL allegations. Me. I do. Big old booty. It's naturally you. And that's another thing. I'm very confident with my natural body. And I think people also see that too. I just want to let y'all know a little tip. The gym people that do this, like they've been doing this, they're not new to this, they true to this, they can tell when it's like not you. But for those who see me in there trying, they not looking at me and looking down on me like, oh girl, who are you to think that you about to come in here and just let this be your lifestyle? No, they're actually like, what's up, Charmaine? I missed you last week. They're like more like accountability partners. And you ain't even got to know this motherfucker. It's just somebody you see all the time. You see what I'm saying? That type of reassurance creates confidence. Oh, now they looking for me. I gotta go. I gotta show up. I'm gonna show up anyway. Even with a hobby. If it's a hobby, especially like this time that we're living in, this day and age, if it's a hobby that you could profit from, why not work it like you working that job? You put all that energy into that job, you might as well do something that you love full time. With that being said, I just wanted to leave y'all off with a message to say, show up anyway. Whatever it is. It's easy for a person to say you're vain or self-absorbed, self-assured. It's easy for people to feel like your confidence is don't hold no value. It's easy to say that. But for somebody that's maybe a fluffy character, big sexy, tap into your inner big sexy. I feel like that should be like a term that we refer to. Tap into your inner big sexy, and I guarantee you, it may look different for everybody. It may not be that big at all. Your inner big sexy may not be that big at all. But I guarantee you, if you tap into your inner big sexy, it don't matter what you're pursuing. Confidence is key to everything. The decision alone that you made to pursue, to change, transform, or regroup, something that you decided to get rid of, that alone should create confidence within you. This your girl Chick, aka Gypsy's daughter, aka the beautiful underdog. You have been tapped in with the Dean again with no filter, honey, because the confidence is real, okay? We have shown up, we have arrived, honey. We're here. Make sure you tuning in. We on most platforms. Don't forget Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and now we're on Spotify. Don't forget. The link will be in my bio on Instagram. You can follow my wellness journey at God Body Fit, G0 DBAWDYFIT. That's God Body Fit. Tap in, y'all. Let me know. Give me some feedback. What y'all think about the difference between confidence and to be vain, and the level of understanding that it takes to make decisions to create this confidence. The confidence can grow. Imagine you feeling like you the shit and you could really be better. This your girl Chick, the Dean, signing off.